Okay.
We're live now. So anyway, apparently we've been talking to Patrick for the last 7 minutes about someplace in StreamYard. I don't know what happened. It just took off on its own and didn't do anything. But we are now here with Patrick Cross and
we're here
Jennie.
again with Patrick Cross. Nice to meet you again, Patrick.
It's like I just entered again from another dimension. Okay, whatever.
The last 2 weeks this has happened, and we don't know what is going on, but apparently it said that it records too often and we didn't have a way to go live. So we apologize for this, and I don't know what's going on, but thank you, Bobby, for letting us know.
And we seem to be good now. And Anthony also just said, where are you guys?
Yeah. Anthony, we want to know an update, so let us know when you're ready to. So we're going to apologize for this, and we've been talking about Castle Loma in Canada, where the man who was making electricity for the country, and that he was very hated and not well respected by the people because he was a millionaire, billionaire, something like that. And we were talking about that. So you're caught up now. Hi, guys.
Right. Hi, everybody. So how exactly did you become involved with that, Patrick?
Well, I was building my repertoire, my bio, my reputation for many years. So I've been originally started doing ghost tours in Burlington, Ontario in 2001. And it kind of led from that to other things. And I was historically doing ghost tours in the city by the bay. They call it Burlington, Ontario. You can check it out. And it just developed from there. And I got more media, more television. And by 2009, I was hitting it really big. Just overall because of the sensation, because it was, people liked it. It was phenomenal. People are more into ghosts and hauntings and history. So I combined history with ghosts. I just didn't say there's a ghost there and it's haunting it.
No.
So I ran these tours for many years. And I was approached by Castle Loma and another group of entertainment companies, as well as CTV Toronto, which was a film company that wanted to, or TV show that wanted to show and film stuff. And I just got approached and said, hey, you guys do want to do a serious ghost seminar, ghost tours, and investigations, and make this to the general public, and bring tours here all about ghosts and hauntings and about the castle and promote the castle. And that's what we did. So it took off really well. And
I want you to hold on a sec. Maureen, do you want like a proper restart, or you're good?
We're good. Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you, Bobby.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Have a good night. Thanks.
I'm sorry. Okay, not a problem.
Thanks.
So
this was going on until last year. Is that correct? Were you doing it through last year?
No, it ended in 2014. Sorry for Castle Loma tours. But I've still been carrying on my own ghost tours in Burlington, which I'm a director and a tour host, tour guide. You can see me on the internet everywhere. My main page, because I work with Discovery Channel as well. So that's always been my main bread and butter kind of thing.
Right.
It's tours.
Right.
So it's faded down a lot over the years, but it got me. I had an established to do other things and to do investigations in places that I would never have been able to do without media and television. So it opened up a lot of doors, and then that just established it. And oh my God, I've been just on so many shows and TV and interviews for many years. So I've been established, and I've been doing this for a long time. And I seriously do research. I don't just go and say there's a ghost. I'm a sound man. I'm a registered. I've been a professional sound engineer. I worked with, my main thing is EVPs and sound and recordings and recording ghosts. And I've also been very psychic and sensitive for many years that allowed me to capture and record and photograph a lot of things that just cannot be explained, and ghosts and hauntings and pictures and everything.
Amazing.
I actually have seen you on Ghostly Encounters a few times.
Oh, that was a good show. I like that. And that was the real truth. That's a true story. If you saw my episode there called Buried Secrets, where I grew up in a haunted house and my father and in Toronto, Canada.
Yes.
And basically, oh my God, everything started happening and I was haunted by things there, and it escalated. And I was a kid And that was my introduction to the real world of paranormal and hauntings and ghosts and everything.
Right. And your father was very strict. I remember that.
Yeah.
In the episode, right.
He was very, he was a captain of a ship in the war. So he ran things like a shit. He didn't believe in anything. So, I mean, it took him a while to figure things out. It had to be like shown to him. But the only thing I think, he'd always say the house was settling, even though like there was all kinds of things. There's footprints. You know, we had those old shag rugs that, you know, the shag kind of things, and they leave a footprint. We had that, and the things would happen. He goes, well, that doesn't happen like that. You know, just footprints in there, doors opening and closing and smells. And the only thing he really believed, when we have these like doors in our kitchen that were like saloon doors, you know, you open up and they just flap back and forth. When it finally opened up and it stayed locked, he couldn't figure it out. He would push it, jump on it. Oh, I guess there's a ghost in here. It took him that long to figure it out. Like, I mean, that was over a couple of years. So I was like, okay.
Did the doors
normal?
Did the doors actually have locks on them?
No. It was just like, it was just before you couldn't close it. Then it would just swing freely and it just let it go.
So that held it open. So he was like, all right, that's
he always would hide in his bedroom and go, no, well, I'm going to bed. I'm locking the door. And I would be faced with all this stuff coming down the hallway. Great.
Lovely. Great.
Not good.
Talk about trial by fire. No, but I think his reaction is normal. I think even people who aren't so skeptical at first are just liable to explain it away.
I agree.
Well, my house was also a murder house. So because there was a murder happened there in the 70s.
Suicide or just a murder? Suicide?
It was actually a family was killed by a son, a boyfriend named Greg. I can't remember now. It was Greg Barrett or Ken Barrett. It was a Barrett family, and this guy was basically dating the daughter that the parents didn't want him to be there, and he went kind of psycho. And he said, "Well, if I can't have her and I can't have anybody," he went and got an axe and attacked the mother, killed her, killed the father, and killed the daughter he was dating. And was a big news in Toronto, Canada. Maybe prior to my buy, but the house was still being established and being built. So then the story went, pretty wild. And my dad, sawing the opportunity, all these houses are for sale, real cheap, eh? And and in those days, you didn't really care. Nobody disclosed murders or killings or anything. It was all hush hush, right? So he would go, "Oh, great price," and he was always thankful, always saying, "Oh yeah," I'd brag. He got the house for $54,000. Okay, this is back in 1968 or something. So you can imagine, but, and they would say, "Well, there was a murder happening here." He goes, "Well, I don't care. I was in the war. I lived in cemeteries. I did everything. I felt, didn't bother him." But after like maybe a year or so, things just started happening. And I was a kid. I'm maybe 12, 13 years old. I didn't know what the hell was going on. How do I know? And then just weird shit was happening. It's like doors started opening, and my bedroom was the worst. Like even my bedroom was like the side of the house. It was always freezing cold on the wall. It was like, it could be 80 degrees outside, or the wall was always freezing. I could feel things coming through, touching me, pulling down my covers on my bed. It was just nuts. And then the worst thing was we had these wooden doors, the old closets, so really heavy doors.
Yeah.
I'd go to bed and it was around 2 a.m. The doors would literally open, and it's these little beady eyes, red eyes, 4 feet off the ground.
No.
It was like freaking out. It was like, oh my God. It was just like, I'd be screaming until my dad goes, "What the hell's wrong with you?" And it's like, so he'd look at it, nothing was there. Just things were always attacking me or addressing me, kind of thing. And I couldn't figure it out for a long time. So it was just like always on me, because my mother was very sensitive and psychic, and she had things happen to her. Like she was held down by spirits and demon activity and everything. So, I mean, I was getting the worst of it too, because
were you able to see
Sorry.
these things? Like when you saw the red eyes, were you able to see what it looked like, or just the red eyes?
It was kind of black, but like almost maybe have a hood back then. But it was mostly red. There's really glowing red eyes. It was making kind of like animal sounds, but I don't know. I mean, ghost entities take all kinds of things on. The interesting thing is that it got worse as it got better, because the more I was open to it, the more things came to me. Mostly being attacked at night, and even we had one of those playable organs, you turn on and it all goes on and everything else. and it would start playing weird music, and it wasn't plugged in. So stuff like that was just happening. I see dark spirits, like huge guys, almost like a priest, all black, coming down the hallway with like a hood, and I go, "Oh my God!" This was before television, before 1970s. Before things were made. And I'd see things coming on the wall and hands, and the walls would be moving, and hands would be crawling up the walls. Oh my God! And walls started bleeding blood, and it was just nuts. So my dad go, "Oh, I guess got paint the walls now." He just thought we were kids and did this stuff, and it's like he never could figure it out.
It's like you moved into the Amityville horror house, but
and this is how a lot of TV and movies happen to explain effects that are done on the TV shows, right? Like with Poltergeist. So I'd be interviewed by this, like, well, what happened? How this happened? And they incorporated what we really had, what I had, and everybody else had, into the movies, and that's how it became happening. Because how could it be happening? Who made up this stuff? Because it was all real, and I'd have pictures of it and photographers coming on for TV shows back then. I did an interview back then. It was called One Step Beyond. You can probably imagine. It came out in 1971. It was one of the first main TV shows about hauntings and demons and attack and never thrills and that stuff. And it used a lot of like information from what I supplied.
Wow. That's
so. Did you
a long time ago, and I can see it still gets to you. I can see your reaction.
I'm still affected, but I don't pursue it. Put it that way. I'm very grounded right now. I use crystals. I walk in the light. I always do positive things. I've always tried to do things and understand it and work with it, but I respect it. I don't just go and say, "Yeah, come out here," and blame them and yell at them and all that kind of stuff. So I've always been respectful, and I have a lot of good spirit energy around me and spirit guides. So I've been coasting, been doing pretty good over that.
That's very good. But you were just a child.
Oh my God, things just kept happening until I was 17. And it was even worse because I don't know if anybody believes this, but remember Led Zeppelin, and they came up with this whole thing where you play the record back, and it came out demon voices. This is even before that happened. My record player was playing it backwards. It was coming. All this stuff was coming out of it. I'm like, "Wow!" Before it was even explained, and my dad was just he just got really mad. Like he was saying, "Well, you're bringing in demons in the house," and he was a Bible thumper, so he locked me in the closet and beat me with a Bible and light me on fire and all kinds of things. So I was like really abused as a kid because he wanted to keep the devil out of me, and I thought I was bringing stuff in. So it was just coming in, and I never did that. It was just automatically around me and forced me, right? So I was always like stuck in this closet, beaten with a belt and a Bible and everything else.
I'm starting to feel bad. I'm starting to feel badly. I brought it up.
Sad.
That's horrible.
Yeah. My brother was the same, but not as much. But he experienced we had a lot of alien activity around our house too. I mean, the weirdest thing he freaked out about was I don't even know why. Like the windows were about 8-10 feet up of the ground. And he'd swear that he'd see some face and some figure with big eyes looking in the window at him at night. And then he had a lot of it too, but my dad just never really believed in anything of it.
Right. Like nowadays, kids have these shows on TV so they can, come out and say what they're feeling and what they're experiencing with a little bit, more understanding than you had for sure. You didn't have any of that. You didn't have the support at home. You didn't have the support on TV.
I didn't have anybody to refer to. I didn't have anybody to go to. I mean, it was all new, and it was all hushed up back in the 1970s, 1971, 72. Nobody cared, right? Like, they think you're nuts and want to lock you up. So the only way I got out of that into my own self and to somehow escape was I got into music. I started playing guitar. My escape was playing guitar and playing music because it's the only thing I could do to kind of like get away from it and calm me down and doing another thing. So heavily got into that, and but I tried to understand it, and eventually I got along with met with other people who were psychics at the time, or more like Wiccan at the time. So it wasn't really psychics. People were just called Wiccan and witches. It wasn't psychic. The term psychic wasn't around till maybe in England and all that, but it wasn't really a big thing because the sensational thing was happening in 1930s of spiritualism, right? So it was a totally different ballgame with Harry Houdini and everything else that was going. Spiritualism was the biggest thing, and a lot of it was made up and fraud, right, to make it
Right.
think and to contact their loved ones. Even though Harry
Right.
Houdini was very well known to contact his dead mother, who believed that she told him everything and guided him his whole career.
Exactly.
And he said he's going to come back when he dies to tell everybody about it. But he never did. So he was doing a lot of table tipping, a lot of seances at the time. I got into that later on, but I mean, you really got to be careful when you're doing seances, because you're contacting the other side, and you can bring in negativity. So you got to ground yourself. You got to open a circle. You got to open the light, and you got to bring in whoever is there who wants to talk, right? Because all these spirits want to talk to you. Everyone was like, so you got to be really careful what you do, and you got to close the circle and make sure you're not possessed and not attacked and attached to later on.
Right. Right. No, absolutely. Absolutely. I myself am not as sensitive, but Maureen is, and she can relate to that, I'm sure.
Yeah,
So
I went through the same thing. Like, I went through the abuse at home, the abuse at school. There was no solace. No one wanted to believe it. They called me a liar. They made fun of me. I was the Wednesday Addams at everywhere I went. And it's really hard because you have no one to talk to. And back then, no one wanted to admit anything because you're the weirdo then. You're the weird kid. And it made things worse. And it's really hard. And I'm so sorry that you had to go through that.
Yeah.
I mean, my solace was, of course, when I was able to accept it, because I could now then later understand it. And the more I got into it and worked with other people who were helping and calming and helping my energy and my spirit, I was able to deal with it later on. But for the years that maybe 10 years at home, it was hell. I hated my childhood. I hated growing up.
Same.
I just wanted to kill myself at one point, because it was just so bad and so intense. And how you gonna? Nobody believes you, right?
Yeah, it's exactly like that. And the sad, I don't know if I want to say sad or funny. Now everybody wants to do it. Everybody wants to be a psychic medium because it's cool. It's not really cool because it kind of takes your physical health away from you. It takes kind of your emotional and mental health away from you. And it's a lot to deal with, when you're reading someone or reading a place or whatever. And if you have physical or mental health issues to begin with, it's a struggle.
Yeah, no, that it's not only that, it takes up your whole life. You can't just put them in the closet. Oh, here's a ghost now. Here's all I've seen, and just put it away and have a pizza. It doesn't work. It's going to be there. It's always there. And if you're haunted, my God, there's no sleep, no rest, because that's what it does. And if it's demonic, it breaks you down, possesses you. So I've been through all that. The worst is really demons, because you can't control what a demon entity does. You can control ghosts, because ghosts are either live or they're interactive or they're residual, right? Because something is being recorded, playing back. But oh my God, I just turned down a lot of demon stuff because I've had so much bad experience with it, and I've almost got killed in the process and lost my life. I got cut, I got burned, I've been bit, been on fire. It's everything happened. Is I still kind of survived out of it.
Do you think that that's because of the way you were raised and the strictness behind it? Do you think any of that had to do with it because you're already a tortured soul? Or do you think that there was what do you think the reason is behind it?
Well, yourself, the more you are of godly light, of pure, the more you are trials and error, trials, tribulations by evil, and the devil picks you. So if you're a positive in that person and trying to live your life and be a good person, the world wants to change it because the world's evil anyways, right? So they're going to pick on you. They pick on Christians because that's the devil's world to come down on you and raise, the hell all over you. So I mean, I believe I was spiritually victimized and traumatized, being a good Christian and trying to be a good life and to do whatever I could for people and help people, not just, just do the ghost thing, of course.
Yeah. I'm not Christian. Yeah. I think we're all like beacons. Anybody that's really interested in these things and focused on these things, and you're just really drawn to it. I think we're all beacons. But I'm not a Christian, but I definitely, I try to follow the golden rule, and I'm not a Wiccan, but I am a witch, and I put all of different parts of religions together, and they're all the most beautiful parts of them. And I celebrate the elements and nature and, those types of things. And I just try to be a good person and better myself each day. But I think, like you said, if you're a good person, you're trying to do good things and good works, that's definitely, when you will get attacked, whether it be by an entity or people.
Yeah, people can put your energy on you. You can be, it's like going through a screen door. You attract flies, right? And you got to cleanse yourself all the time and use crystals not to cleanse the energy, because it just sticks to you. And a lot of people don't know that. They just build up a lot of negative energy from where you're in houses or wherever you are. And from all my stuff, most people have caused it upon themselves. It doesn't things just don't happen. They cause it. Negative energy causes more negativity. You attract positive, you attract negative, or you're being negative or being evil, or you're doing things, it attracts. And most people don't understand that. We are spiritual, regardless of being in the human body. And we can't get away from that. So we're going to be like, we're just a shell, but we're attracting all the energy of everybody else around us.
Right.
True.
Right.
Very good.
Right. It's the goodness, regardless if Christian or not, like that goodness, you're trying to live a good life. You're a good person, like you said. And that's a target. Like, I hate to say target, maybe beacon is better, but maybe sometimes you are a target.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, even nowadays, I don't know how much, but a lot of people are just into themselves. That's me. It's a lot changed over years, like relationships, loving, caring, committing. Everybody's just doing for themselves, doing whatever they want, doing to who they want. It's just a bad. If you're trying to be in love, it's a bad thing right now to find out dating and being in relationships, because it's really harder than after the pandemic. Because nobody believes or trusts anyone anymore. Other than it's now become more materialistic and money. Years ago, I don't know, when you grew up, 70s, nobody cared about money. Oh yeah, I got a good job. Hey, let's go have fun. Let's go on golf. Let's go play this. Now it's like, well, how much money do you have? It's like what you have. It's like nobody cares about you as a person, right? And that goes all the way down from people who are rich, famous, poor, whatever.
Right.
That's one thing that matters to people. I don't want to speak for everybody, but even celebrities are going through a lot of hard times right now, because all the things they did or what they did or they committed themselves all in the face of being fame and famous, right, and rich.
Right. I mean, you talked a little bit about what you try to avoid, but when someone needs your help, say a private investigation, do you find like your childhood, your experiences really help you understand what they're going through?
Yeah, I mean, I ask a lot of questions, because a lot of it can be psychically generated. We put out psychic energy, right? So it can be mental problems. It can be things going on in the family. It could be issues. Negativity causes all that. So is it a mental problem? Is it something that they're dealing with, or something really happened, or is it real, or isn't it real? And is there a health problem there? So, I mean, I have to look at all aspects of it and relate it to myself. What are they going through? What did they do? What did you do? And in a lot of cases, people are doing something to cause it, or revenge on that other person. And then karma works amazing. As you know, karma comes back to get you. So sooner or later, something's going to happen. And a reaction to an action, right? So, I mean, I'm not saying nobody isn't haunted or has experiences. I have to look at all the things and weigh it, and, things that you can do or you can't do. I've turned away things because I'm going to be possessed. Now I'm going to be attached. Now I'm going to be really screwed up if I go into this situation, regards to the fame or regards to TV or film. No, you got to protect yourself. It's your gut feeling as well. No, I'm not going to do it. And I'm sorry if I just can't do it, or get a priest, and most priest people, if you know, in the church, don't help anyone in this kind of situation. Supernatural activity and paranormal activity, they just say pray a lot. They don't do anything for it. They shun it away. I was even trained by the Catholic Church and the diocese in exorcisms, and to watch and see what happens. I mean, a lot of it really, really does happen. I've seen shit that you wouldn't believe. People flying on the ceilings and walls and everything else. It's like, this is real, but you're fighting the spiritual forces.
Right.
Do you think that that type of thing is as rare as we think it is, or do you think they just hide it from us?
A lot of it is still going on. Maybe in France and Germany and England, different parts of countries, but in the U.S., I think a lot of it is hidden, or things that do go on. People don't believe it, or they don't want. They show it off, shove it under the the floor, under the thing, and wipe it up. But it'll still go on. And so, I mean, unless you deal with it, unless you understand it, there are ways of dealing with it. There are ways of getting rid of demons. There's many easy ways to get rid of stuff that happens, and I've done that. And I tell people that there's ways of, like absorbing negativity, like using cutting a lemon into 3 pieces, represents the Trinity. You put a cut lemon, first lemon, in water, and it absorbs all negativity in the room. You leave it overnight. You light a white candle all night for 2 hours. It absorbs the negative in the room. You sage the room. You do things in the corners of the room. You bang a white and a black rock together to get away negative energy. It's just like vacuuming the place and clearing it out. Opening one door and opening another. Putting salt around your doors to absorb negative energy. So all this can be done, and a lot of people don't believe it, or they don't want to believe it.
Yeah, but if somebody's really, I find that if I recommend things like that to somebody and they really are willing to try it, then I believe that they are really looking for an answer. If they're not willing to do stuff like that, I feel like, you just want attention maybe, or you just want something else. I'm fortunate to work with a therapist and a psychologist on my team, and he is really instrumental to talk to people first. Like you said, to talk about their mental state, to talk about their illnesses, things like that. He's a forensic psychologist, so that's really a nice thing to have on my
I do work with a couple legit psychics and help me out and everything else, and mediums. But again, it's like, what do you want done? What do you want fixed? And will it come back? Right. There's no guarantee. Right. People are charging thousands of dollars in the U.S. Oh yeah, pay this, then it'll be all gone away. Well, you cannot guarantee the supernatural. You can't guarantee the other side is going to do anything, right? You can maybe stop it before it clears, but in most cases, I've been really good at it. Just the fact that because I'm spiritually enough energy, and we pray together and open up a light, and it does work, and it protects them. That does help.
Yeah, and if they're charging to do something like that, do you really trust them to begin with? I mean, charging for, tarot card readings, that's like an entertainment type thing. But when you have someone coming into your house to try to cleanse it or get rid of something demonic, especially if you have children involved, that's a whole different thing. That should be something that we're not charging for.
I never charge. I've never charged in any investigations because I have a gift. So I give it back to the universe. Right. That's me. I mean, a lot of people charge $1,000, $100 psychic readings. I do psychic readings for shows. I don't charge anything. I just say, you got expenses for gas, throw in $5. And I'm like, it's a gift. I give back. So I give back to the universe. That's what I do.
Right. Right.
So how did you end up getting involved with like the television and these types of things? Were you found, or did you find whomever?
Well, they really just contacted me because the first real big show that came out in Canada, if you recall, I don't know if you've seen it, was in 2004, 2007, was Creepy Canada. It was a big reality show. It was all people reenacting scenes, murders, killings, ghost stories. It was really good. It was really, really well documented and became syndicated. That was the first big show that came out that I was involved with prior to other things. And then it led to YTV television. If you saw, Ghost Trackers was another big one. Came out of Canada, and I was the host for that. I was the investigator. I was the paranormal consultant. And it really did well. It went on for 3 or 4 years. So I did that too. And I just got approached because I was interviewed by producers, and they looked at me and, prove it, right? Kind of thing. I said, I don't have to prove it because I just know it. And I could tell things were there, and then I could show them okay, there's energy here. Take a picture and it's there. Or there's things around you. Take a picture and they would see things around. They would see auras. So they just believed me, and I was honest and I was true, and it came forth with real evidence, real pictures, real ghost photographs, real video. And it went from there. I never made anything up at whatever, because it was just me and all my other stuff that I had pictures of. I think that's really what saved me, because they go, holy cow, look at this, look at that. And then let's do a show around it. And that's really how it happened. And the kids wanted to do an investigation in houses and investigate and want somebody to. So I would go in prior to the kids going in and investigating, and I'd pick up all the stuff and energies. And I'd tell all the producers, okay, this will happen here. This will happen here. This guy died here. Oh, there's a guy over here. Oh, that. And they wouldn't tell the kids anything. And then they would go in and pick it up exactly the same thing. So I am a psychic medium. I read people all the time. I'm more visual. I'm more surface. So I can tell if you have a broken leg. I can tell if you have an operation. I can tell if you're sick. I can tell if you're going to have I usually go within 3 weeks to a month. That's my vision ahead. So I can tell if somebody's going to win money. I can really tell somebody if they lost their job or they're going to lose their job, or I really guide a lot of people. It's just like I read people. It just comes to me. I don't really. It just happens. I can tell. It's really hard because I have to keep it closed. Because when I'm opening, I attract energy. I attract everything, so I have to keep it closed. So if I'm at a store and I go, or there's this person who's going through a divorce, and I'll say, you're hurting and needing money. I just know you need $25 right now. Stuff like that. They go, wow, how do you know that? Or are you having your teeth done today? And then they go, holy cow, how do you know that? So I've been on other shows doing actually testing me. And they'd say, okay, what do you pick up? And it would be right on before I even said anything. So it's just natural for me, but I don't charge. I like helping people. I like doing things in life to help everybody.
Super rewarding and really impressive.
It is. It really is.
You must get some interesting reactions.
I think because it's the best way to have a conversation at a bar. You want to pick up a guy or a girl.
Yep.
Start talking psychic energy.
There you go.
They're going to go all over you in a minute. Oh, baby, hello. But that's not the point. But it's just like that's the best conversation I've had. Everybody, when I'm in a restaurant or bar, is like talking about ghosts, because everybody has a ghost story.
Right.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
For sure. That is for sure. Absolutely. So, have you ever done radio?
I was a host for a couple of years and also a co-host for CKBLT, the X-Zone radio show with Rob McConnell. Was on that show, and I was on my own show, Ghosts Among Us, which was a radio show. I've been guest on City TV for TV shows and interviews, called in as a psychic. Oh my God, there's so many podcast shows I've been on as the Buzz Network and Paranormal with Shay. Spreaker.com, been on a lot of their shows. I co-host on a lot of shows.
Wow. That's quite a list.
But yeah, it's a lot. If you see my website, my bio, people go, holy cow, you really did all this. And I can prove it. And a lot of people don't believe you, but it's just the real me. I'm just promoting me out there, right?
No, right, of course.
And I enjoy doing it. I like helping and I enjoy talking. And I haven't been on a podcast since Mercedes, the other one that she did about a couple of months ago. But we've really got into a lot of heavy stuff. And I do this because it's not promoting the ghosts, it's promoting how you deal with things in the spiritual world, right?
Exactly.
Anybody can talk about ghosts. Oh yeah, the ghost hunters, and there's that guy, and he's doing this, and there's my microphone. That doesn't really matter if it relates. It doesn't relate to you at all,
No, it doesn't matter at all. Not at all. We have a really sophisticated audience each week. We didn't mention that. We usually do. We have quite a nice group here, and they're very faithful to us, and they usually have really good questions. So I'm
and super intelligent.
Super.
Yeah, because people question, but not only that, I found that there's lots of shows I turn down. I really do, even for thousands of dollars, because I go, no, it's not real. I'm not going to go on there. What do you want to promote? They want to, rub your shoulder, rub riches, rub your, with the famous or something. And I turn them down because I want the real thing. So, like, I saw your show, I thought I was so intrigued with what you guys were doing previously. I guess it was
Thank
a
you.
while back. And I thought, wow, I want to go on this. I want to talk and see what it's all about.
That's excellent.
I think we have a very good show, and we have
We do.
great viewers, and it's projected here in the US and in the UK, and we have 8 different places that we send to locations. So we have a lot of people watching, and they're great viewers. And like Jennie said, we have a lot of people who ask amazing questions. Sometimes we don't understand what they are. Sometimes
they're super. I mean, I'm a scientist, but they blew me away. They absolutely blew me away. We have really intelligent audience members.
I really studied the all aspects of technique of investigating ghosts. But my main thing is sound and recordings and EVPs, because
that's my
how the sound works, how it integrates, and a lot of people don't understand it. Or let's say, I've used different microphones in the same room to get different angles. Same with does anybody know the density of an orb? Does anybody know what it's made out of water? Does anybody know moisture? How does it apply to science? How does it apply to a plant? Plant can put out energy too. So you see what I'm saying? Oh, if you get into all this, we go, oh my God, I don't know what you're talking about. And they well, I don't want to be a ghost guy anymore. It's like, so if you don't approach these things, or a spirit rising from the cemetery or a grave, how are you going to understand it if you don't understand what it is when somebody dies? How do you understand the soul and the spirit energy coming through? And we are spirit, and that's the main thing.
He would love our experiment at the columns with the 4 Panabox.
Okay.
Or DR60s. Yeah.
Were they DR60s? Yeah.
5. I think there were 5.
Oh, really? So we had 5 DR60s within this room, where there was a flag bunting that Abraham Lincoln had his head, laying on it after he was shot. And all of the DR60s were in different locations. And that way we could make sure that this was happening, at the same time, and it wasn't a fluke, and it wasn't just, someone else talking. And we had the same thing come up on this, each one of them, and it was kind of like a different volume, but they all said the same thing. So there was no way that it could be faked.
Right.
Very cool.
That's amazing.
And it was different volumes. It sounded like one was right on top of you and one was far away. It was like, wow, it had location, it had volume. It was really interesting experiment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We were
I've had, like I said, I don't know if you've had this, but I've had ghosts come through me, inside me, talk through me. So I've had that too, and what they're trying to relay and what they're trying to do. I don't say it's possessed. I'm just saying they're taking over the spirit energy to relay how they died, what happened, and then you you shouldn't be doing it anyway, unless with someone else, because you can go into the trauma or a coma. But I've had that happen where you're living their life through you as your energy.
Mm-hmm. It's a very weird feeling.
Yeah, it's just like the other person's body comes in and takes over and splits you in half. I only remember
bits and pieces of it. It's a really cool but strange feeling at the same time.
Yeah, not that I wanted to happen, but I mean it was very cool, and I could understand everything of that person, what they were going through in their life and died, and then me being on the other side of it, like being a part of that,
Mm-hmm.
So
did you have see, now I wouldn't call it a near-death experience if you passed away and then they brought you. I kind of consider that more like a death experience being brought back. Yeah.
I've been interact where the ghost comes right through and wants to talk to you. Mm-hmm. Or they're speaking in terms of like a different voice, of different energy, a different everything else, which I videotape, or you just encounter spirits who want to talk, right? And in the room, and the whole room is talking. So you're observing or listening to the whole room. The whole voices takes over the whole room. So I've had a lot too happen.
Yeah, it's kind of like buzzing. You could feel the energy buzzing.
Electric. Yeah, I have the air ripping apart where spirits have come through. Mm-hmm. Energy, or that it's also mostly demonic, where the air is literally ripping apart. And you feel this force, and in the whole room, the whole air is like a tornado flowing. I've had that happen oh my God, well, being attacked again and being lifted up by a spirit or an energy that just wanted to kill me and putting 3 claws on my neck and lifting me up 4 feet off the ground and saying, get out. And then all this black smoke everywhere around, then dropping me down. I'm almost dying and getting killed off by a demon. So I had all that stuff.
That's a
Wow.
lot to experience.
Not many people do have that. I mean, but I got rid of it. Okay, I did clear it with God, and thank the Lord and Gabriel and my spirit energy and the spirit and the angels helped a lot. So I got that out of it.
And you work with guides too, right? You said?
Yeah. I mean, when things happen, you have to have somebody with you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You can't face something like that alone. Oh my goodness. Oof. You said EVPs are your thing. What's your absolute favorite EVP? Has everyone asked you that?
I don't want to scare anybody. I really don't want to scare anybody. I have over maybe 3,000 EVPs.
Wow.
But
I know it's hard. I know it's
the
hard.
one that my mother had died previously in my house, and like she left and she died, and I was going through some trauma at my years ago in another townhouse, and it was very haunted. And again, the air was ripping through. I was recording all this, and it was coming, and I said, "Well, who's here?" And I was recording it, and the weirdest thing that happened was a death. The voice just said, "I'm death," and it was like, "Oh my God!" And like, it was this really deep. I don't know how, like, it was coming for me. I didn't know what to do. I just froze, and my whole hair went in the back of my neck. And I said, "Okay, how's it going?" Eh? I didn't know what else to say. I don't know. It was, yeah. And then I met it, and I had the recording still, and it just like kind of like made this half human, half words. Oh, I'm just dead, and I'm not coming for you. Kind of like that kind of thing. It wasn't coming from. It was like, I think I was just relaying that I was there. Death was around me, right? And it was just really, really, really freaky. And to this day, I still have shivers listening to it. I'll send it to you if you want. It's just creepy.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Like death personified.
Yeah.
Yeah, to actually talk to death. I mean, not that I wanted to, you know what I mean? But I said, hey, how's it going? Want to have a piece or something? You know, it's just like, okay.
No, have a drink. But people don't always think of death as something that can be personified and have a voice. Death itself.
How long? You said she had previously passed away to this. Your mom.
It was about I guess 4 or 5 days, but I also heard my mom prior to that death coming in the room, screaming. My mother just appeared. I could hear her voice and saying, "It's so cold. I'm so cold. I'm alone." And she was crying, and I really heard that. No, because obviously I'm her son, and it affected me. And then that came through after that. She just was crying help, and it was really cold, and she was scared, and she was alone. She was 78 when she died.
That's so sad. So it could have been that she was still kind of in that limbo state, and whatever
I think so, because
death was with her.
Yeah, but the death wasn't looking at like something was like evil to come for me. I think of the fact that she died, and she's in between that passing of the death, of the energy of the death and going onwards, right? So that's what I think the relaying was. It wasn't a comforting thing, but it was a very cold, evil thing. But it wasn't made to me. It made to be aware that your mom's died, just going further on, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right.
So we have a couple questions. This is from Ufi. Death EVP. What images manifest in your mind when you heard that EVP voice?
Oh my God. I just had this whole black hoodie thing, just black. Everything in my eyes just went black. I couldn't see anything. It was just black, and just this black image, like you're in a tunnel, but it's all black. But I'm hearing this voice coming around me, not just in front of me, but aspiring all around me and around my head. And it was like kind of like a buzzing electric feeling, but the air was like ripping. I don't know if you ever had energy or ghosts or spirits come through, and the air just rips from the other dimension. It's a tearing thing. It sounds almost electric, but maybe even like thunderstorm. And oh my God, it was just this whole black loneliness, cold void that was coming through.
Wow. But you make a good point, Patrick. Sometimes people think of death, like I said, personified as something evil, but it's just something. You know,
Right.
it's something neutral.
Yeah, there
We
was
all die.
no like really bad, really good. It was just black, neutral
Just
void. Yeah,
Right,
so it wasn't
exactly.
like you're going through. It's like you're going through that whole area, walking through that whole maybe death area. You know, walk through the shadows of death kind of thing. You know,
Right.
but I believe my mom was with spirit. She was always very, very spiritual and Christian.
Right.
She has visited me on other occasions to guide me and help me, but I think it was just she was trying to deal with the trauma of dying, you know?
Right. I was going to ask you if you ever had contact with her again.
Different. Okay, mostly like, as you know, around Christmas time or special event time or family times, that's when most spirits come to you and comfort you, right?
Right.
And you know, Christmas or celebration times or the time of their death, they come around. And actually, that was when she died. So she died in July, and it was a week before, at least 3 or 4 days before that came to my kind of came really physically to me in front of me. It wasn't like I was sleeping or I was dreaming it, and I recorded it. So I always record. I was running have a recorder everywhere. Wherever I go. Well, now I have cell phones, but I always record everything because I go, oh my God, you know, there's something here. That's all I do. Just always run for everywhere. But this office that I'm here now, oh my God! And some of the shows it was really bad for a while because I have these demon guys flying around with tails, scales, and almost like, you know, like oh my God, like this guy here, my little demon guy. It's like almost like that, and it looked like that as dragons and like just demon serpents, with tongues and evil, and these little black demon guys with horns and everything flying around here. So on some of the shows I've done, what the hell was that? I go, oh, that's just my demon guys. They're real bad. They're little like minion guys, and they're little pricks. But
Like dragons?
They're actual demon entities, but they're scouts.
Right.
They're scouts for demons because that's what they do, right? So and they would have black tails and black. Oh my God, it was just really evil little guys flying around in here for a while, and I got rid of them all, thank God.
Well, that's good. These are things most people can't imagine.
And if you try and tell somebody this, this is what I tell people, unless it really happens to you, you won't believe it.
No,
I can tell a million stories, but they don't believe it. You can feel it, but I can prove it all happens on video and all sound now. And thank God, technology, we've been able to record a lot of stuff.
Right. And it sounds like you record everything. Me too.
I try to. I haven't done as much lately because I'm more into my music now. I'm more into playing guitar. I'm more into I'm being spiritual. I just my energy is always flowing because I'm writing songs and music, and I just kind of like that too, as opposed to my
good
being spiritual and playing guitar, acoustic guitar, and the whole rhythmic thing of life. That's what I'm really into right now.
Well, they say that if you dance, you sing, you make any kind of music, you come together with people with a higher vibration, like any of those things will raise your vibration even more.
Yeah, and I've been told I have a really high frequency. So, I mean, I've just got really high states, and I've expected that. And I've worked with that on the spiritual level. So I've always been that really high up there, high frequencies and everything else, which has been allowed me to bring in other things and help other people, as well as, do other ghost investigations to get some amazing results.
True.
Do you play in a band or do you play by yourself?
No, I jam a lot now with musicians and on weekends and in bars and in patios and stuff like that. But for a long time, I was with a big band, and we played Europe and we played all of Canada across all over the place. How I kind of got into that from the ghost stuff. So you can look it up. We were called Sci-Fi Prodigy. We were originally called Prodigy, but Prodigy stole the name. And we ended up using Sci-Fi Prodigy because we couldn't sue us because they liked us and stole our name. That's really what happened. So we were the first, believe it or not, science fiction rock band in Canada and US because we incorporated the Star Trek themes, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, evil stuff, entities,
Oh
attack,
my
demons,
gosh.
and
I love it.
and sci-fi girls. That was a big thing. We had
Oh
sci-fi
my
fashion girls. It was
goodness.
just amazing.
That's
It was just lots of fun. You know, we had girls all dressed up in sci-fi fashion, and like girls on Star Trek, and on like from like kind of like James Bond style and makeup and all like laser guns and everything. It was just so cool.
That is
it reminds me
super
of Weird
cool.
Science.
I know
Yeah. We
I
did a
have to
whole
look that
sci-fi
up.
shows, and we did all this stuff. And we were also
Oh,
known as
fun.
Canada's most haunted band because we attracted stuff, and our amps would go off, and fires would start on stage, and oh my god, everybody quit all the time, and the organs would start playing, and yeah, it was just we really brought in the thing. And we played in cemeteries, believe it or not. We played in haunted hospitals. We played in the morgue. All our events were like just dead stuff, weird dead things.
I love
People
know how I
love
got
that
through it.
stuff.
I don't know how we
I
got
love it.
through it. It was just like bizarre, but it was funny as hell.
That is so
So-
much fun.
Yeah.
Todd,
And now I guess people would like it because they're more into like, Walking Dead and goth and stuff. But this was back in the 80s and 90s. And everybody just never knew what the hell we were talking. And we even backed up Kiss with all the pyrotechnics and everything else. Really lighting everything's on fire and go, yeah, it's like so cool. And it just
Sci-fi
kinda blew
girls.
up the whole
Oh my
fucking.
gosh.
Our whole thing was just blowing up the whole stage. We didn't care about the music at all. It was just like too weird.
Fantastic.
It was funny, but yeah.
Todd and Carmela would like to know, when you have spirit communicating through you, were you recording on video and capture any visual anomalies?
Yes and no, but yes, a lot of times when I tried to record, it got shut off. So a lot of the energy, the spirits didn't want you to record. Have you been in those situations where you're recording and everything dies? They drain all your phones, they drain your energy,
Right.
they drain your equipment, cameras, everything was all drained. And it was all full batteries. And we go there, go in that room, oh, it's all perfect again. So
We know nothing about that.
yeah, a lot of stuff I was able to record, and a lot of stuff I wasn't. But most of the time, luckily, I was able to record on EVPs. And it was still, we had different tape cores that just go down. And then that just died. And then we got another one. That one just died. So like it was like hit and miss. But I did get a lot of really good stuff. I did recently get last summer. I had a portal opening up in this room here. And my closet is that's another problem. But the closet is kind of haunted. It has something in there which I'll explain. And there's like kind of like 8 succubus in that closet.
Oh my
Don't ask me
goodness.
how, but it was like weird. And anyway, so I was recording it, and this whole dimension opened up, and this light beam came across the room, and then all these spirits came flying out, and I got them on video, and it's on my Facebook page if anyone wants to see it. It's just really, really cool.
That is really
So I was really happy
cool,
about that, but I guess the succubus, the spirit, the female witches in there didn't like it, and they're still trying to get out and kill me. But that's another story.
Oh my goodness! I have sneakers in my closet, trainers. In my
Well, no,
closet.
I have this possessed ring.
He has a succubus.
So I have this ring, okay, and it's haunted, and it actually has vessels, 8 vessels of these spirit witches that are succubus women. And about the story about what they do. They sexually attack you, do whatever they want to you, beat you, eat you, and attack you. Okay, and so they're kind of stuck in there. And I locked them in the closet, and I locked them in a case. I put salt around it and a swamp, grass, and mold, and all kinds of stuff, so they can't get out. But they were swearing for long, trying to let them out and want to kill me. So they're still there.
We're not all like that. So you know.
So that's like they're still stuck there in the ring, and it's all true. And I recorded before, and they really do a number on me. They molested me really good a while back before that. So I had claw marks, I had bite marks, and everything attacked me and sexually assaulted. But yeah, so they're kind of still there, but I just kind of keep it calmed down now, and they can't come near me.
Did they just appear there one day, or?
This is when I had the ring out. When I first got it, because I thought it was really cool. I got it from which I believe was a real witch who was saying that I would have wealth out of it, but I didn't get that and fame.
Mhm.
And I just got it because it was interesting. And I thought, what I wanted to prove that there were actual witch vessels in the ring. And they're all ancient. They're all like 8 of them. They have different names and everything else, but they're all in the ring. And they basically sexually possess you and,
Right.
you know, do everything they want. But they're
Right.
supposed to grant your money on top of that, but that never happens. So you're supposed to keep the ring under your pillow. And all this stuff was flying around and cackling and attacking me. Oh my God. So I had some video of that years ago, and I just said, that's enough. And I put it away and locked it up.
Smart. Yeah,
Um,
buyer beware.
yeah, so these things are real, and
Right.
I just don't let it out. I mean, probably, and Zach Bacon's wanted it for his haunted museum. I just didn't give him back to that. And I'll buy it. He likes all the weird shit. So, no, I didn't. I've tried to leak. I had a lot of haunted objects here, and I got rid of them all. I put them in another room to lock them up because the energy just comes flying through, right?
Mm-hmm. For sure. We have another question. Shall I read it?
Sure.
Okay, another question from Oofy. Thunderstorms, she has in quotes. There are entities that ride on the storms. They feed on fear. Is it possible that what you experienced may have been one of those type entities? Not sure what exactly she's referring to. What
No. This is. It came like coming like thunder. No, I mean, this is. I know the difference between ghosts and how they approach and how they are. It was very in my face. You know, it wasn't like hi. You know, like no, there was no like lightning and stuff like that. It was flashes and different things. I mean, I know demonic entities come with flashes of the lights, and they all spark, and then they come down as a black image. And I had that happen. And I was literally attacked by that. Oh my God, that was one of the most scariest things ever here. Like I was living in an apartment. I went to my car. That this was the same apartment that had all the demon stuff happening, because the building is also built on Indian ground, and that's another problem. It pissed off all the chiefs and Indians. So anyway, I go to my car, and this whole black. Like I look out across of the next parking spot, and all this thing comes flying down, sparkling off lights. And it literally forms into a black human figure. And it was 6 feet tall and leaning over. And it was just looking at me and going, oh my God. It was like I was frozen. I just ran in my car. I'm just sitting there. Please go away. Please go away. Please go away. Like, there's those things like ghosts. I felt like the Wizard of Oz and going like, oh my God, the scared lion and going,
right.
freak this shit out of me. And the thing just like floated around, moved up. It was all black, pitch black, and just floated away like a blanket, went right up through the ceiling. Oh my God. So yeah, that's like the stuff I've got. And there was no thunderstorms, but it was all very real and you could feel the energy, you could feel the presence, you could feel the just the evil of it. It's beyond.
Right.
Well, it is true though that thunder and lightning storms do draw in spirits.
I haven't had that, but I've had everything else. So
I guess you don't need that.
I don't need that, no.
I'm guessing you don't need a thunderstorm.
I got hit by lightning once. I survived, but I didn't. That was kind of cool. But like I didn't bring a ghost with it or anything like that.
Oh, you could have won the lottery instead. That would have been much better.
Yeah, really.
They say the odds are about the same.
They say when you get hit by lightning, it doesn't strike twice. It happened again a couple years later. But and it was on a golf course. So they tell you, don't go under a tree in a golf course. I went under a tree, got hit by lightning. Yeah, right. Wow. So much for that.
You've literally had everything under the sun happen to you.
Oh my God, yeah. And a divorce. Okay, that's another entity problem. Yeah, I got an ex.
Wow. That's funny because I just saw you put up a question that was kind of related to that.
Somebody did put up a question?
You just put up that question. I believe Ronald.
Oh wait, did I?
It was
I got
a dating question. Yeah, let's see
it. A dating question.
It was
here.
Great segue.
If anyone was in the dating scene and they asked you, "Do you believe in ghosts?" What is your answer?
Sadly, it's really hard to date because they think you're crazy. So they're trying to get a normal guy, nice, caring, loving. And then you kind of start telling what you do and what you did. And they go, I don't want to date you. You're going to haunt me and possess me. It's like,
Oh boy.
I lost a lot of dates that way. Like, but no, I don't date. I'm divorced. I really just chilling. That's I can't find my soulmate. I can't find my spirit energy. It's just me. I'm very selective, and I've been divorced for many years, and I just haven't found the one. So that's really it.
It's not easy for
No,
sure.
it's definitely not.
It's not. Yeah. Even if I've been married for a long time, and it's not easy. If you're someone who is a believer and you're married to someone who isn't, it's difficult.
Yeah, to understand what you do, and then
Right.
and then understand what I mostly more doing and when TV shows and all over the place and traveling here, and they go, we can't handle this life. What's wrong with you? Come home and come home to a cooked meal. It's like,
right, it's your life at that point. It really is your entire life. It's
I'm
not
always
a ghost
doing
hunting on the
something.
weekends.
Yeah, I'm always doing something, flying somewhere, doing this, interviews, television. Right. It's not for everybody. It's like being on the road with a band, same thing.
Right, exactly. That's a really good analogy.
Okay.
So that's your answer, Ronald. Be honest, so you connect with the right woman.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, if they were paranormal and they were kind of okay, maybe, but I don't know. Like, I scare people a lot off. So, so it's just like, I don't know if it's good sleeping with somebody and then you run and grab your tape recorder after sleep. And I got to run out of bed. I can't sleep here. I got to run. So I got to record. And they go, what?
Well, you're like, don't look up.
Stuff like that doesn't really romantic,
Ufi wants to know, what are your thoughts or experiences with UFOs or ETs?
Oh my God, there's another story. Yeah, I've been abducted several times. That's not good. The main one, I think it's the same dimension. Okay, so the portals open up for dimension for aliens and UFOs, and all that was the same. So it is interacting with the same. I've had a lot of experiences when I was younger, and then when I was married. But I think negativity caused it because I was in a negative relationship as well, and kind of like that kind of started it. But I don't know. I've been tracked. I've had. Oh my God! For years, I had a filament implant in my finger. It's finally gotten out. It finally took 10 years or more to get out, but I was being tracked for a long time, and I had another little antenna that was in my leg. That's gone away, and you could actually hear it making little sounds and going. Don't even ask, but I went to Roger Lear and a lot of other people years ago to confirm it. I had an implant in my finger and in my leg that they couldn't get it out. It kept going deeper and deeper and deeper, and it was affecting my whole body and my whole system. And I was going to die if they were going to take it out. So, yeah, I had a lot of stuff, and it all started when I was up in Algonquin Park up in the lake on a weekend. Actually, a May 24th weekend. And I put my hand in the water and something bit me. Something was floating around, something white, a rod, just came and bit me. It went into my finger, went all the way up to my chest and all to my body. And ever since then, I was attracting aliens and UFOs and chased by all kinds of stuff. And I felt like X-Files for sure.
X-Files.
But yeah, and then I got abducted, which was really the worst thing, because I was living with my ex. And we were sleeping in the bed, and there was a baseball field right across the way. It's all lit up at night. So it's about 2 a.m, and I look outside, and this giant thing comes flying down the sky. It's like huge, like a giant disc, and going like, honey, there's a disc coming down over there. And she's like passed out, can't figure out. And she's like totally frozen, and the air just like lights up. There's a whole blue light in the room. I'm like, this almost is like the movie Contact or like, Aliens or something. And the whole room is like lit up. I'm sitting up, and there's a giant power sound coming out like a drill. And the whole room just goes blue and deep purple. And it's like, I'm literally knocked in the head by a blue light in the forehead. And I'm knocked on the bed, and I'm perfectly understanding. I feel everything, but I can't move. I'm just frozen. I'm just like aware of everything, and I'm being lifted up off the bed, and there's this humming sound, and I'm going right into the wall. I'm going, oh my god! And I can literally see the wall going right through it. I'm seeing the fibers and the cardboard and the thing and everything, and I just go zoom. And then next thing you know, I'm just thinking, I'm like all white light. I'm a ship. I'm just on a ship somewhere, and it's all round, and that's all I saw. And I passed out. I don't even recall what happened after that. I just still,
Right.
I woke up, and believe it or not, I woke up in my bedroom, naked, upside down, with all kinds of leaves and mud all over me. And my wife was frozen. She wakes up. She goes, "What the hell wrong with you? You're going outside all night like a werewolf." And I have no explanation to this day what happened. It was just like, that was just the most bizarre thing. And then on top of that, the next day, I felt something really heavy in my nose. And I'm going to watch it. Oh, man, I got a headache. I'm bleeding. There's blood coming down my nose. And I'm blowing my nose. I go, oh my God, what is in there? Suddenly, like something was stuck in my nose, right? I'm blowing it out, and I blow it, and go, bang! This little metal ball suddenly goes flying out and rolling down the sink. And I go, oh shit. And it's like this anti-seep implant in my nose. I don't know what the hell that was. I never got it because I went down the sink. But oh my God. And then I felt better after all that. So I don't know. It's just the main thing that was happening. But I was also visited by men in black and limousines, and all these guys who were sitting outside with suits on, looking at me with in white suits and just no weird, like a jello face. It's just like bizarre. It was just bizarre stuff. It was always tracking me for a long time.
And you said it happened several times.
Oh yeah, well I haven't had anything recent, thank God, because I'm trying to be in the light, trying to be spiritual, and trying to do things properly. But that scares me out more because that's real. Those you can deal with. Kind of demons you can kind of do and get rid of them, and that's no problem.
Right.
And the easiest way to get rid of a demon, honestly, is to ignore them. They get so pissed off. What? You're ignoring me? It's like having a fight with your loved one. You don't want to talk to them. They just can't handle it. They just have to speak. You're not talking to them. You're not speaking anything. You're not doing anything. I'm not talking to you. And they just get pissed right off and just leave. I'm not going to possess you anymore because you just don't talk to me. So
no, it's great advice.
It's when it works. Honest to God, you can try everything. It just works. Just a bit of sage, lemon juice, and all kinds of acidic stuff they hate, vinegar, and they just leave you.
But that goes for demons. Does that go for ghosts as well?
Ghosts too, yeah. Them. But I've never really had like bad ghost experiences. It's always been like good stuff. I've never had anything really like. There has been bad ghosts that tell me to fuck off and everything else. I've got that on there. What are you doing here? When are you coming in? Like, screw you. What's wrong with you, boy? And I'll get a life, as one ghost said. And I just laugh. I have a video of EVP of that thing, get a life, and the guy's dead. Like, figure that out. It's like, okay. Bizarre. Just bizarre shit.
No, that's funny.
I used to have a lot of EVPs on my website, but people were stealing them. So now I don't, because everybody steals everything, right?
Oh yeah.
To try and use it on their sites, and I've had like tons of pictures, but I took off a lot, and then it's on my main web page. Now it's just the main stuff that I had. And it's all copyright anyway, so like it's been in books, television, everything they use.
So Ufi had another question. She asked if you were still being abducted, but you said no, it's not happened recently, correct?
Well, I can conjure it up. I can ask things to come through. But the only thing that's really been happening lately is my ghost in the washroom. He just loves playing with the toilet roll. I don't know why. Every time I have a shower, he'll hand me the toilet roll. I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? It's just weird shit. Like things just don't happen to everyone else. Right? Okay. Yeah, I think it's just a nice ghost that likes giving me showers or something. I don't know. Just weird stuff. Yeah.
You're surrounded.
RL wants to know, there is a group in the Pentagon, the Collins Elite. They claim the aliens are demons. What is your opinion?
Well, there's different races. So they are interdimensional. Yes, I do believe like some can be demonic. But there's maybe 90 different races on the planet, if you check it out. Some are demonic, some are good, some are evil, some are tall grays, some are good, some work with the government. My father worked for the government. He worked for NASA, and everything was top secret. So I know about a lot of stuff that he related to. He worked at the Area 51, things that were all disclosed to me that I should never have done to know, because the government was after me, and I was told I had letters from the government and Washington to cease and desist. So I've had a lot of that. I was actually interviewed for the movie, what was it? Oh my God, Men in Black. So by Will Smith, believe it or not. So for those things, the things that get real about alien and ships. So my dad had all kinds of blueprints of classified UFO ships that he got from NASA and Area 51.
Oh. Now, was your dad a believer in that, or just
he believed in that because he had actual experiences with it. He was always scared to tell me about it, and he would always be picked up with a limo to go to work, believe it or not, with a suitcase and handcuffs around the suitcase. And it was all classified documents, so he was picked up by CAA. I'm going to work today. Have a nice day with your handcuffs, and I'm just going to visit some like little alien guys, you know. It's like nothing happening. It's a normal life for the kid, you know, like, oh, hey, Dad, have a great time over there. And he'd work on jet fuel and jet propulsion and tell me all this weird shit. He was really super smart, my father, and he knew about reverse engineering. And this was back in the 80s. And oh, my God, he knew all this stuff, you know?
Right. It's interesting, though, that he had experiences with that.
Yeah, he believed it. There's things he said he just couldn't tell me, and he believed. And he was scared a lot of times to say anything.
He was like picking and choosing what he would believe.
Or what he experienced,
but I mean,
correct?
he was scared a lot because my dad was never scared of really anything, and that freaked him out when he was at work. And many times he just got so traumatized, he'd be crying in the bedroom and telling him to make it stop. So I don't really know what went on. He was very kind of like quiet man, but he didn't want to disclose everything, and he just couldn't put together like what we see as life and what things are reality. You know, what he believed in God, and how could God allow all this stuff to happen? And if there is aliens and all, how can that be interacting, and how can be living with us?
Right.
True. Oofy wants to know, do you have any thoughts on the nature, characteristics, or reality of the other side, of which there may be many? That's a good question.
Well, I mean, we can, if we put our minds to it, because we only use 10% of our brain, believe it or not, we can actually open doors, open portals, go through and come back. So we have the ability to do that. We're just so stuck in, the reality of what it is now. We're all like sugar-coated. Everything is sugar-coated. Just go shopping, have a drink, go watch your TV, have a life. It's like we're little, being in cages. That's what I kind of feel. We're not living the waking up of our lives. We're just living out what seemed to be what we're supposed to be, but what isn't reality.
Right.
And when you touch on reality, things start happening as you get scared.
Right. Right. So it's there, and people are just sort of sleeping through their lives.
Yeah, like if you believe in that. I mean, if you go to that extent, if you're scientific and you really want to open those doors and open the visually and open your chakras and open your third eye, you will see it. And the ancients know it, and a lot of the universe knows it. It's just trying to find the right guide, the right ancient person to guide you if you want to be open and be blessed and to be open to the universe.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a place for science and that. Absolutely.
I mean, this is the weirdest thing, because I've been doing this for 30 years. And to this day, I still don't really know what the hell is on the other side.
Right.
I don't think any of us are ever really going to know.
We don't know. No. You can do as million things as you want, but you don't know. You can get evidence, but you still don't know.
That's exactly right. I don't even use the word evidence. Everybody gives me a hard time about that, but I don't even say evidence. I say, experience, data, occurrence, whatever it is. What does it really prove, right?
Well, look at that thing with on TV, Skinwalker Ranch. The most
Yes.
phenomenal weird thing that's going on over there, and all the protection of the auras and all the UFO stuff, and all the air is being protected by UFOs, and there's a whole triangle over it, and it's all alien related, and the government knows about it. It's all covered up. So that's a whole different thing too that's going on.
Did you notice no one ever talks about the Bermuda Triangle anymore? It just came up to me when you talked about Skinwalker.
You're right.
I just noticed that. I thought I never hear anything about the Bermuda Triangle anymore.
And there are triangles in like the New England area. There's two of them there. And nobody even talks about them either.
No, I wonder why.
I think the media just jumps onto whatever's like new. You know, like for the longest time, as you know, these ghost shows were on, reality shows. Oh, there's a ghost. There's the most haunting and most crazy, most terrifying. You know, it's like fantastic. And now they're dying because people are just getting fed up with it.
Right. And they know it's not always.
A lot of it is fake. A lot of it's made up. And I'll be honest, the producers will even. I'm just telling everyone in the audience. The producers fake a lot of stuff. A lot of it is made to be fake because they want sensationalism. You're hearing it from the TV. I've been on the TV. I've been on the interviews. They tell me this. So it's got to be more better. It's got to be fake. So don't always believe what you see on TV because it's from the truth. If they didn't have it for sensationalism, it'd be a boring show. Because real ghost research is what we do. We're sitting there watching stuff with our coffee for 8 hours and nothing's happening.
That's so true.
I don't know. When we investigate, we always have fun.
Well, yeah, you can have fun, but you have to have good intentions and you have to have respect. It's good to be a group. It's good to go out and do things, learn things. But, you know, just don't force on somebody because at one point that ghost was a person alive too, just like us.
Of course.
True.
Right.
And we kind of found out that they do still have emotions, right, Jen?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So we don't want to hurt their feelings.
I've had like ghosts crying to me. I've had asking for help, screams. What's wrong with me? They're just stuck without a body. I've had all that. So they'll have you don't carry your emotions or feelings. I've had guys that want to have a drink. I was like, "God, I need a drink right now. Where's my beer?" Or stuff, or smoking. They've been smoking cigars, all kinds of stuff. Everything happens.
Yeah, that's too bad. Ron wants to know, for any abduction or possession, do they need your permission to enter the body?
No, they just do it without permission. They just take over. Yeah. I've had implants in my temples. I've had implants on my stomach. Afterwards, you know, the effect of what they've taken out of me, metabolisms out of me, like little dots, red dots, things that eventually go away. They've used needles in between my temples to extract and to put things in me. I don't know. I used to have, oh my God, it's like it was worse than being injected by COVID or something. But I don't know. Their intentions, they never tell you. You can psychically, you can feel it all happening. But I've been on the ship, I think, twice now, 3 times. And I've seen these things over me, and mostly lights. It's all with all kinds of instruments, just like you'd see on TV. Oh my God, it looked like there were like forks and knives and elongated like broad things, and just, oh my God. And they're putting it in you, right in your eye. That really hurt. But there's no blood. They do this with seamless. It's like laser technology. So they can cut you open, cut your mouth. You don't feel a thing, and they put it all back together again. It's just bizarre.
No, and your experience is so similar to some other people we've had on the show.
Well, I don't like my experiences, but I'm relaying it because it has happened.
Yeah.
I was going through a really bad. This is like weird. A couple years ago, I was really going through a bad, really molar thing on my teeth and my crown, and I got abducted. And that night, they lasered out my teeth, sealed it with a laser, and fixed my tooth without going into infection. And I was in shock because I went to the dentist and goes, "This is done with laser surgery. Nobody else could ever do this." So it's like, okay, fix my jaw, check my teeth, perfect. No, I have dentist aliens now. It's like, oh my God.
Alien dentist.
It was just, yeah, it's still perfect now. My teeth are just like perfect.
Wow.
So you had a dental appointment scheduled. Before that, they did this.
Yeah, because I was going into surgery, and I was gonna maybe cut part of my jaw off, like in here. It was really bad.
Wow.
And I went, and then the next day I woke up and I go, oh my God, there's nothing there. And I go, really? I went to the hospital. I go, really? The x-rays, they go, really? What did you do? Oh, I had a nice little alien dentist come by the other night and fix my jaw. No problem.
Wow.
Most bizarre thing I've ever
So
had.
maybe do
What did-
invite them
what did they
back for
say?
something like that.
Well, no, I guess they do try to help you too, right? Because I'm on a mission, so maybe they know that you're guided and that you are there as a resource and a person to carry on. I mean, I don't know. I think that a lot of alien abductees have told their stories and went on to help other people, and I think that's really my journey, my forte, to help and learn and help other people out with other things. Not just that, but ghosts and hauntings, and here to help be a mentor for other people and help them.
We all need alien dentists.
Yeah,
Knew it.
weird shit. It's like another part of me.
Wow.
Goofy wants to clarify something. She said aliens and demonic. Did you mean that some aliens are demons, or do you think that they exhibit demonic characteristics?
No, I think there really are demonic aliens, but they're interdimensionally can travel back and forth. So they are, causing crap and all this and all kinds of torturing us, and because they hate the human race. The aliens were here 3,000, maybe a billion years before, and they can't stand humans. So we're put here by another alien race. So we're really here, and I think it's just a breeding cow. We're like a science course for the aliens. So I think the Earth is just a one big giant, zoo for us, and what they do what they want. But there are the good ones, and there are ones, and the spiritual ones that are fighting, and then there's the angels that are protecting us. So we're all here on a learning journey. I think it's just to learn, But I don't think one. It's to learn and go on to our next lives. If we have that ability to go on to the next life and the next life of Bob, and eventually meet with the universe, I don't know.
Right.
So do you think that aliens are also angels?
Yeah. I think a lot of them are protecting, and a lot of them can be demonic. There's lots of spiritual wars going on, and other races fighting that we wouldn't even know about, that are all in the other dimensions. Because there's only one dimension, us. It could be 6, 7, 10, 12 dimensions. How do we know? Because we're just so limited by the Earth. We're grounded, and we don't have anything else. Unless we die, maybe we go on to another spiritual dimension. I don't know.
Right.
Wrong one. Ooh. This one. So Lourdes wants to know, do you have puckwudgies where you are? Do you know what I'm sure you know what a puckwudgie is.
Sorry, reframe what that is again, sorry.
A puckwudgie?
I had pucks, like EVP puck things, if that's what you mean.
These are kind of like elementalish. They look like kind of porcupines. Is that how you would describe what they look like? But
like
they're
protective Native American elementals.
No, I have different. Believe it or not, I have fairies in my garden. And I've had fairies appear to me, and fairies that come around, and if you give them like sugar cookies, they'll come right to you, and you can call your fairies, and they'll guide you and they help you. And they have their own life. They're out for their real life. They live, they die, they fight, they do battles. I've had all kinds of fairies that are real, protection, and they give you good luck and all kinds of stuff. So I can conjure them up and have them, and they're around you. So a lot of them are good, a lot of them are bad, just like anybody else in life.
They're mostly in the New England area, but I could see why maybe they could be in Canada, because it's in that it could go up further.
Right.
I mean, they're around me a lot of times in my garden. They've been around. And my good friend, who's now dead, unfortunately, Terry Boyle, who wrote many of the books, Haunted Ontario, I was with him and I consulted with him and I worked with him. And he lived on a huge log cabin lot up in Algonquin, up north in Canada, in Port Severn. And he had fairies all the time. He'd record them, photograph them on the rocks. He was also a photographer, nature photographer. And he would have them come to him on his finger. It was just fantastic. This stuff was just like out of the movie. Just beautiful. And he was really right into it. He was with the land of the fairies. He passed away of cancer years ago, but quite amazing man, an author and a nature lover and everything.
Sounds like it. Sounds amazing. I would love to see some of those photographs. Is there somewhere I could see them?
The fairies?
Yeah.
Oh, I can send them to you. No, I put on my website. People kind of laugh. So I mean, it's all real because it's all transparent. It's all real stuff because people like no matter what you show somebody, they just don't believe it. It's like, but I believe it. Like it was like right there. I have the wings and everything, the little faces. Oh my God, they're so angelic. They're so cute. They're so beautiful.
I would love to see.
Yeah,
that. And like you said, especially combined with nature photography, it must be absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, I got some amazing stuff. Yeah,
I bet.
I just don't post a lot anymore. I just don't post a lot anymore because like who believes it? If the real ones who want to know me and ask me, yeah, I'll share photos, everything. But I mean, I'm open book. But I really, if somebody's trying to debunk me or say I don't believe it, no matter what, well, I'm not gonna deal with that.
Right. But you believe it. That's what matters.
Yeah, I mean, I've gone to places. I've even worked with TV producers that didn't believe it. And they walked away a believer. So like, oh my God, this shit happens. Like, so we filmed stuff that actually had happened on TV and everything. Like after you saw the one main show that I was on was Haunted Case Files. And oh my God, that was all real. Everything happened there was, holy shit. I got attacked, demonized, everything was going on. We were chased on an island, left on an island, no lights, no power. And we were the hunted. It was called, if you see the episode, Demonic Activity on an Island.
That one.
And holy cow, well, they did a really good job remaking it up for visual effects. But when I saw that, I got scared again and went run under my desk at work. It was just so real. That stuff real, and we were in the dark, alone till 7 a.m. So somebody picked us up on an island by ourselves, being haunted by all kinds of demons and Indians chasing us everywhere, in a haunted lodge.
That's an experience not many people have, Patrick.
Oh, and it was a full moon too. Oh my God!
Holy cow!
All our power went down. We were packed with everything. Everything went down. All we had was our flashlights.
That's like something set up, but it wasn't. It's almost like a movie.
Yep, they came for us, and it was like the building itself looked like the Titanic on land. That's how it was. It was just everything was decaying, falling down. They had several floors. It was a beautiful, beautiful place. It was a playground of the rich on Indian Island. Big Win Island is where it was. If you read about it, the playground for everybody was there. They were gambling and partying. Marilyn Monroe was there. All these famous people were there all the time in the 30s and the 40s. It was gorgeous. It had a beautiful ballroom. Looked like, I swear, it looked like the Titanic, but all crumbling down on land.
Wow. I apologize for the dinging in the background. We have news of a baby.
We do.
Has been born.
Okay.
So, sorry about that. We mentioned at the beginning that Anthony wasn't here because he's becoming a grandfather, and it has happened, everyone.
Right.
Congratulations, Anthony Simonelli, on becoming a grandfather.
Big Papa.
We have to celebrate these things.
Way to go. Happy for sure. Yeah.
Congratulations. We're so excited to have a new baby in the family.
Congratulations, Grandpa Simonelli. That's amazing.
Blessings for sure. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So there's still a lot of questions people are answering.
I know.
It's like constant.
And we missed Lourdes's question. She asked if you've ever encountered a Bigfoot. or some
Oh, I'm
type
so
of
sorry,
cryptid like
Lourdes.
that? No, it's okay. You had it up before.
Well, yeah,
I mean, living in
that
Canada.
was really bad too. One of my earlier I still can't explain that one. Like, I know there's that kind of thing that happens here, primal. Like, there could be crypto in Ontario, Canada, but there's a famous creek called Credit River in Ontario, if you look it up. And it's always been Indian ground, Indian land, villages, all that stuff. I think it's all protected by Indians and Indian, the energy and all that. So it's sacred ground. And me and my brother, this is when I was just getting into paranormal and stuff and all that ghost stuff. We were fishing because he liked to go late at night fishing on the creek, and there's a big river, and you go down and you put your waders on, go right in, start fishing at night. So we're in there. I'm on the land watching him, just checking out things. Nice night, watching trees, nice breeze, nice summer. All of a sudden, I hear this giant thud just coming from the woods. I'm like, what the hell is that? And it's just big. Something big is coming. I go, holy cow, what is that? It's stomping, and I can hear the ground moving.
Right.
And I go, get out of the water. And I go, what are you talking about? Get out of the water. And we look, and all the trees literally just part like the Red Sea. These are pine trees, huge pines, like 100 feet tall trees, literally shaking and parting and moving, and something's coming right through some black giant thing. And I go, holy shit. And it's like, wow. And then my brother runs out of the water. Thing's coming down, just literally running down. We don't know what it was, some black mass towards us to the bank. We get up and we run, and the thing's right behind it. Jumps in the water, giant splash. This is, I couldn't. I just kept looking. I don't know what the hell it was. It was like a giant. It was bigger than a bear. It was bigger than a wolf. It was yelling and screaming, and it sounds screeching like a half female demon witch and half growling like a gorilla. That was the most weirdest shit I've ever had. And we literally ran through the woods, dropped everything, and just literally ran to the car. And by the time we got to the clearing, I guess it stopped. I don't know to this day, I don't know what it was. It was just the thing in the woods. And it's in one of my books that I'm working on, my paranormal books I've been putting out on Amazon. But holy cow, we were just scared to death.
How old were you?
He never went back fishing there again either.
I'm sure.
I don't know what it was.
No more fishing for me.
I swear it was, related. It was Bigfoot or Ontario, Canada Bigfoot.
Right. You were how old?
I was about 18. My brother's 17.
Wow.
So we would, when I was in my teens, we would go fishing a lot. We go hunting a lot. We go out canoeing, Algonquin Park, everywhere.
And that was your only encounter with that?
Yeah. I mean,
that's enough.
I don't really want to go back there, but I mean, my brother went back there on the trails, and he found like dead deers with their necks broken off, and the heads really like split open, and that's pretty hard to do for a man. So I mean, either the things was feeding on deer. We had beavers that were all mutilated. All kinds of stuff was happening that on the land. We just we just didn't want to go there. And it was just like it was all a conservation area. But I found all kinds of trails of bones and all kinds of things ripped apart.
Wow. Well, whatever it was.
The only weird thing that happened, I should say I had another experience, but that was about 2 years ago. I live in a townhouse, but I mean, there's all creeks here. It's all Indian ground as well. It's all spiritual, and there's a main creek that's over here. All woods and everything else, really old woods. It was an Indian village here at one point. So it's just down the way because I walked to it and down the creek and down the river and all the rest and all the trees. And one day I'm coming home from work because I was working a lot of late hours. So I'm coming home and I hear this banging in the woods, right? Really, how like a tree, but it's bang, bang, consecutive. Just like you'd hear in the Yukon or wherever else. And then I was hearing this whooping going on and just something big, but it was doing the same thing that a Sasquatch would do up in the northern Yukon or Northwest Territories. And I go, wow. And I was like, I was getting closer. I hear this growling and rumbling and whooping and making whooping like the Sasquatches do. So I believe that was another encounter. I never really recorded. I recorded the sounds and the echoes of the banging of the trees. they take a log and they bang and call their other mates, right? So that was a cool experience for me, and it was just kind of growling and weeping and whooshing and just making weird animal sounds and just like talking or calling native, like Indian spirit sounds. You know, it was just really bizarre.
Okay.
I was going to say maybe a banshee, but the animal sounds don't make sense.
Yeah.
The screaming does.
Well, getting back to UFO stuff, same creek, same thing happened. Like not a Sasquatch or anything like that, but well, last year in the wintertime, there's always UFO probes around here. Always things flying around, whirling, zooming, humming. Like the scout ships. They're really small, but you can see their probes. Anyway, I'm like going outside, and all of a sudden going to work, and there's this giant lightning flash going across the sky. Just this huge thing going across, and something is like looks like a meteor just comes flying through, and it takes out the whole tree line. Like, and it goes down, it just smashes into the creek, and it's all glowing. It's like, holy cow. I thought it was a comet. Everybody lights up, all the lights light up around here, everybody runs out, and something crashes in the creek, and it's just all this metal thing. It's all glowing. So I'm recording it, right? And I'm, holy cow, I'm recording what happened, and there's this fire coming out of steam and glowing and yellow and green and blue off this kind of like, looks like a ball, but half a disc ball, like half a disc, but a ball. And I'm getting the visual of this at night, but it's very hard to record because you see a lot of lights and nothing else. So next thing you know, the fire engines come and everything was flying around, and the police come over there. Everybody's like, the police look around and everybody's cornering off. They go, no, I can't come here. No, I can't come here. And man, there was like 30 police cars. And going, okay, we'll make, something crashed. And it was all hush. Next thing you know, it's all cornered off completely. There's police everywhere. No ambulances, it's fire trucks, police, and high security. And then SWAT teams come flying in. And it's like the next morning, it's all kind of like police everywhere in the whole area. And down by the creek, and there's SWAT and all this emergency stuff and like military.
Whoa. And
I go, holy shit. So I go up to the guy. I go, like, what's going on here? Oh, you can't talk about it. There's something crashed here. I said, don't look. And the whole tree line was taken out by UFO. Like, I swear to God, it was like smashed right through. And I got it all on video. I got it all on tape. And
like
I go,
a plane crash, but
like,
not.
yeah, something crashed, but it took it out. So I was able to take the pictures. Why they were like, I said, I'm just going to walk around and I'm going back to my house because I'm walking down. They wouldn't let me in, but I was able to zoom in and take all my pictures of the tree line and all the crash. Mm-hmm. And then I was able to somehow get a picture of the kind of like disc, but it was all like black in the creek. Before they came and said, we're taking your camera, right? What are you doing?
Oh.
There are pictures. You can't take that. So luckily I had a backup camera because I shot the one with my film, my video, my cell, and then switched it, right? So they said, we're taking your cab. You can't do anything here. What's wrong with you? You got to leave. So they took my phone and took all the photos and deleted everything I had on that. There was nothing on there except some of the ground and some of the tree, but I kept the real photos on my phone, on the other phone. And then, like, oh my God, this went on forever. It was like, like a week before they cleared it all up. And the police left. It was all cornered off. Even at night, security was there. Everybody was there. Can't come down here. Can't come down here. I said, nothing was that. It was all hush hush. And I put it together as a video on TikTok, and everybody could see it. It's phenomenal. And I got the creature too. Oh my God, I was so happy.
Are you serious?
I got the creature, the interdimensional being coming out of the woods, out of the ship, and into the trees and forming. It's like, holy shit!
Oh my goodness!
Yeah. So the government's been after me for it, and I had to take it down 3 times. It was on my webpage, and the government said, take this down now. We're going to take everything and take your house and take your family and have major problems.
That was my next question. Yeah.
So it's still up there. Too bad.
Really?
But yeah, it's like, so it's on TikTok now. I think it's got like 10,000 views or more. And I caught the dimension of the being, interdimension, coming out of the ship and the trees, and recorded it, put it all together on TikTok. I can send it to you. It's phenomenal.
I'll check it out.
Totally phenomenal. It says space probe, UFO's probe crashes in the creek, and I got it all.
What was the official explanation for that?
They
there
said,
wasn't
"Oh,
one?
it's just a comet. Oh, just something crashed. Nothing to worry about. You know, like you know how things comes across the sky, that kind of thing. Don't worry about it." And they just covered up. And then they did. You know, they did after that. They refilled the whole landfill. They cleared it off. They got rid of all the trees. No evidence whatsoever. They replanted everything. Put all new rocks in, so there was no evidence. And this was a whole project that went all summer, all last summer. And they never would ever talk to me. And if I mentioned anything on the news, I said, "Well, I work with City TV. I work for Travel Channel. Don't talk to us. So we're gonna, you know, we'll make sure you don't say anything. We can make you go disappear." And that's the truth. And I'm telling you right now, these things are covered up by the government. And
Wow.
I was able to relay it. I still have it, but it was actually forced down on my webpage as well, Burlington Ghost Box.
Right. Wow.
And it's still on TikTok, but it's been down like 10 times. I just keep putting it back up again.
You're brave. Well, we
Because
knew
it's real.
that.
I caught it. It's all real.
Right. Patrick, we have another question. Of course we do. We have such good questions, don't we?
We have a whole lot of them after this.
I know there's a whole lot we got to get to.
And we have like 10 minutes, 12 minutes.
I know. Go for it, Maureen.
Going metaphysical for a second, is the story about the war in heaven, does it have roots in ETs, UFOs, ghosts, spirits, demons, etc.?
Sorry. I believe what was relayed to me is, the ancient ancestors, the Illuminati, all that stuff is intertwined. I don't know. It's just a constant war against good and evil spiritually, I think. And dealing with other races and different spiritual can be a race. Interdimensions can be a race. We're a race. I don't see why. It's all part of life. We're all energy. So I don't see how anything could be different. The wars and tons of wars been going on for centuries. The fight against taking over land, the fight against people, the fight against good and evil. I don't know. A lot of it, I think, is related to, like, have you ever watched Constantine on TV show? Like, that's pretty close to what's real, I thought. The angel Constantine, that was like a really good depiction of what's going on in the heavens.
Yeah,
Played by Keanu Reeves, right? But I mean, that's just a phenomenal show if you ever watch it. It's closer to the reality than I ever thought.
Or like the movie Legion.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. They try to depict it, but then if you follow a lot happens. A lot of it is cut out. A lot of it's hush hush. A lot of scenes, even Keanu Reeves says, a lot of this is cut out because they don't want to show the reality of it. It's just, things what they want you to see.
Okay, Ron wants to know who would grant permission for an abduction or possession in your mind.
Well, they don't. You can't. They just come to you. Nobody would say, "Well, please can I bet you know?" Like I've just had it happen to me. You just grab spiritually, or your body, your energy is taken right out of you. I was literally lifted up. I don't even know how to explain this. Like we're all bodies of water. So
right,
90%, and then when you get, it's just like they grab you with clothespins or something, or hooks, and they lift out your whole spirit coming out of your body, and then. He tried to do, but I was drinking beer, so it didn't really help. So then he dropped it and it went plop, and my whole body inside just felt like water just plopping into my body. So that's the only thing I could describe it. He didn't get my spirit energy out because I think the alcohol stopped it from doing anything.
Okay. So you don't think that there's like a superior that tells them to do this to you?
They choose you.
No, they just do it. No, they just come and take what they want. They're after the enzymes and metabolism of what we have. Our blood is because they live off that cow blood, all that stuff being abducted, being cut up surgically. They've cut up humans surgically. I mean, taken out half their hearts, their all kinds of things, right? So to this day, there's no explanation why or what they do or what they need it for.
Yeah. Chris Allgood, with all your experiences, how do you function in an everyday world?
Now, It's taken a long time. Like I said, when people, I mostly relate to people who like yourselves, psychic mediums, my friends, or authors, or people in the media. So I really don't. I can't really interact with the general public because they don't understand me. It's really hard when you tell somebody you're psychic or you're going to help them, or you're open to them, and they don't understand what energy is. So people need to be reopened or re-understand our life force and our energy and the spiritual. And it's like I don't think people want to believe. They just want to live their lives. I just want to be spiritual, and I want to be helping and open and understanding. And when people hear psychics, they go, yeah, tell me something. Charge money, eh? So there's no belief or trust. And you have to be open to understand it. And if you want to be closed all your life and just be blind to the world and do what you want to do, and do everything, or be bad, be embezzlement, be drugs, be fraud, I don't know, be sex. I don't know. It's just an open game. If that's what I've always wanted to follow the truth and help people and do what I want and do what they want. And if they seek help, I will help them. If they don't, they don't. I mean, like I said, I'm open to it. I'm not just anybody can contact me, and I try to help them as much as I can. They can contact me, email, phone, whatever. I help all kinds of people. I do investigations. I do hauntings, things that help their family, their kids. Why is this happening? Help us and clear it. Then I've always been that way. Going by the goodness of God and the spirits.
I think that's
you sound like you're in a good place right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm better now because I don't think about it. I can open stuff up. We can have things attract to you. If you think about things, they'll come to you. Just like, I really want to do that, or I want to do this. Or if you attract evil, if you attract negativity, it happens. If you don't, and you think positive thoughts, and having that whole thing around you every day and live for the day, that's really what I do. And then good things will come to you like anything else.
You can conjure good things as well as bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris wants to know, why do you think they abduct you so much?
Well, I was tracked. So I had an implant, maybe they could track me. When I've only got rid of my last implant, my filament, a couple months ago, and they haven't tracked me anymore. But probably because I have resourceful information. Maybe it's locked in, hidden somewhere. I don't know. Maybe it was put into me in my mind. Maybe it was just because I'm tracked because I'm spiritual and connected with the universe, connected with God. Maybe that. They want that information. They want that power. They want that resource. I don't know. People who mostly go through life don't hardly have anything, but you're not open to it. I'm open to it. And that's the more you open to it, the more things attract, right? So if you're close to it, if you're doing laundry, right, and there's all kinds of things going on, like a normal person, doing laundry, and those things start falling off the shelf and smashing, and you go, well, that never happened. You're living your life. So when things happen, people don't understand it. They don't know why it's happening. But we put out our energy. We psychically, with a kinesis, can put out things to make things happen, to make this fall off the ground, you're so mad at somebody, you make that glass fly across the room. You want to hit somebody in the head, and then you throw something gets thrown at them, right? Because psychically we can do that with our power, our brains are so powerful. But it just happens when it gets so energy comes flying out.
It happened to me on the show last week.
Yeah.
We had the lights
so when I get frustrated
around me like crazy. Yeah, I was really stressed, and my lights were flickering, and
yeah, same here. When that happens to me, I get stressed out, and things flicker, and lights go off, and power failures, and what else happened the other day? I was in the room I was kind of mad about something. But anyway, I was sitting my light by my table, and it's a hard light to turn on. It's one of these lights you have to click. I think it turns on, flickering away, and it's like, so it's probably telling me to calm down. Or I'm stressed out. In here, things have happened a lot from shows that I talk about it, and it opens up, and then you hear things like a dimension, a portal starts opening up. So on another show, I was talking about stuff, and then this great white circle portal comes flying open. I go, oh my God, here we go again. And then it just starts happening, causing it to happen. I don't really think about it. I just, it kind of just does for me.
Oh, I love this next question so much.
How do you feel about time traveling?
Lord,
I would like to do it. I've had the opportunity to do it, but I'm too scared to do it. Because like
Right.
I was at my friend's place. We were doing this thing. We were doing haunted dolls. Okay, we had haunted dolls, and we actually got the energy of the haunted dolls to open up portals, a time energy. So anyway, she's talking away, and George, open up portal. And George was really like a haunted doll. A spirit was in George, okay, and in Boo was the other haunted doll we had. So we're saying, come on, you can do it. You're dead. You can open up doors. So we get it open, and the whole thing starts flowing around, all lights, all like magic, like a mirror, and it opens up to the other side. And we're looking at it. I was like, oh my God, it's as clear as anything.
Mm.
And it's a Victorian house with a room and light, and it's all like another time. And there's a little girl
Wow.
comes by the bed, she's looking at, hello. And I go, holy cow. She goes, come on in. Come on in. You can come in. And she's asking us, a little girl, all blonde, gorgeous little girl, Victorian dress. I can see you. You can come into me and come and visit me and play. And I'm going, oh my God, this is like a movie. And then we're just going, no, George, no, we can't do this. And then she goes, oh, come on. And she goes, okay, play later. And it's just all these disappears.
Right.
It just turns back into a closet again. I go, oh, it's like, I need a beer after that. I was like, too much.
It's
Just
interesting that it was a little girl.
It was
we
just
always talk
gorgeous.
about children,
I mean,
seeing things.
I don't know what would happen. I really wanted to go in. I don't know if I'd ever come back. It's another time.
How exactly? That would be my fear.
Yeah.
Getting
I mean, you
back.
could throw a rope in there, but how would you know if you come back on the rope? So it's like, I think that was the closest to like a time travel portal. It was just so beautiful. It was fantastic. Little girl, and she was in a white dress and little shoes, and you can see the whole Victorian period of it.
Wow.
And the grass was outside the window, and it was like, oh, it was gorgeous. Plants in the room. I wish I would have done it, but I probably wouldn't be here right now.
Well, who knows? But we're glad you're here.
Ooh.
Thank you. I'm alive.
Okay, so we have 3 more questions,
Oh my
and
goodness.
then it's showtime. And can you remote view and help clear a location?
I can picture remote areas, but I can't really clear. No, I mean, you have to be stronger than that. You have to have. I think you need guidance from other psychics. I've done it with mediums, as a couple of 3 people, the Trinity representing, Father, Son, Holy Ghost. I've done that, but I haven't physically cleared. Like I can pick up areas where I can see everything going on. I can see if things are tragedy or happening or everything is all real. It's so real. I can almost taste it, touch it, but I can't like clear that energy. If there's a train coming, I just can't stop it. I can't clear it. I can only visualize it in my mind. I can see everything happening just like I'm talking to you.
Hmm.
That's good. What would you say is your philosophy of... I lost it. Sorry.
That's okay.
Here it is. What would you say is your philosophy of reality or nature?
Well, I love nature. I mean, I think people, want peace. They want solace, right? They want to be calm. They love looking at a beach. They love looking at a lake. They love being in a cabin. They love a fireplace. Getting back, I think that's part of our spiritual, being back with nature, being in love with nature. The animals are the perfect example of being spiritual and being nature. You're drawn to your cats, your dogs. It's the perfect, spiritual love there. The nature is all the beauty that we have in life, I think. To be part of nature, be part of wilderness, be part of everything that's part of living every day.
Good answer.
Yeah, that makes
I like
sense.
that.
I mean, that's definitely, people go out into nature to find their spirituality. That's just, common.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
the
where you
Indians
feel
do it all the
closest
time.
to
But
it.
the Indians do their ceremonies, all that, all the time. To connect with the spirit, connect with nature, connect with the land.
Yep. Wiccans as well.
Yeah, for sure.
And our last one. Do you think the government has the technology for traveling through wormholes, as in the movie Contact with Jodie Foster?
Yeah. I mean, I've been relayed that kind of information from passed down from my dad, passed down from other people who worked in NASA, Area 51. Glenn Campbell, who I talked to from Area 51, been there for not the musician, the actual Glenn Campbell researcher from Area 51 from Vegas. From scientists, from other people, like engineers I've talked to. Just a lot of things, even police who were stationed, police who were part of things that saw UFOs go right across roadways and all that area. They just can't talk about it. A lot of say they see it and they can't talk about it. I think a lot of it's real and relayed. The government only wants you to know what they want you to know. And that's the same thing with our probe. They only want you to know. I still don't know what it was, but at least I have some of the video and the pictures.
Right. Yeah, you saw that firsthand.
Yeah, and then every now and then I get a
that
humming.
firsthand.
Every week or so I get a humming right around the building here, right around my the doorway, and I can look up and there's like a silvery, shiny, flying disc orb flying around my house. Nobody else, just me. Check out what are they doing now? It's like, oh God, the journey continues.
Have you seen anything like that not at your house, like in your travels?
No,
Maybe
it's always around me or TrackersTV. Well, no, when I go up north, when I go up, like I'll go on parks and recreation.
Right.
Yeah, I'll see that following me. I have it follow my car and everything else. Yes.
And you came to Gettysburg last year, correct?
2 years ago, in 2019.
2
Yeah,
years
it was
ago.
great.
I'm sorry.
Phenomenal. Have you ever? Oh, they're still fighting the war. Okay, the battle is still going on, 1861, and the Battle of July 4th, and all that was still going on. And I visually, we'd be there on the battlefield. Saw the cannons. We saw soldiers come up with swords, fighting, guns, smoke, horses going by. Holy shit! And they come up to you. They think you're the ghost, and they want to give you a gun. Here's a gun, boy. Go ahead and shoot that boy. And Union soldiers. Oh my God! It was great. It's a great convention. If you ever go there, the Gettysburg Exchange with Pamela, fantastic experience. Just all the groups are there. All the fun, all the investigations they do there. It's just great. It's just fantastic shows. And everybody who really wants to be part of Paranormal and Ghosts, that's the place to be.
Right. Right. Do you plan to go back?
I haven't, because of like my other TV stuff I've been doing.
Right.
And shows. I was supposed to go back last year, but I didn't. And when the pandemic, I didn't go back. I might go back there this year in the summer, but I want to go back to New York with Sleepy Hollow. That's a great conference. If you go to Sleepy Hollow conference, and they have the ghost tour of Sleepy Hollow, it's really haunted. A lot of stuff goes on there. It's based on the movie, right?
That is a good one.
So
That's a good one.
It's one of the great conferences. A lot of fun, great people, great psychic, great mediums. I recommend that too. It's one of the best too.
Well, hopefully, if you do go to Gettysburg this summer, I will see you there in person.
I'm planning on it. I'm supposed to be in Las Vegas filming coming up, and I'll be in LA, I think, all through June filming. I'm doing a detective series, which isn't related to ghosts, but I have superpowers.
It's a supernatural
as a part of it, I have become a detective having superpowers on this TV show. I'm really the detective, supposed to be a cop, but I have superpowers, all these things to arrest criminals and attack them and beat them up, and in plain clothing and be a cop. So I'm not Superman, I'm not Spider-Man, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And it has some supernatural elements, and it has all kinds of demon attacks and entities and real mafia guy. Oh, it's just a whole things. It's just bizarre.
It sounds fun. What's the name of it?
It's called Midnight Hero.
Midnight Hero.
And I'm one of the lead actors on it. Anyways, it's still filming right now, but it's in production.
Congratulations.
And
Sounds like fun.
yeah, it's just really, really cool. It's like the next best thing to the Flash and Spider-Man.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
It's
to be
got a lot of
supernatural hero.
like I can point my finger at the wall and I can open up portals, and then I can go to a bar and just you can grab the whole bottle, come to you and drink it, and it pours by itself, and it's just weird shit.
That would be good.
But I'm supposed to be a cop investigating and doing and have to not present all my powers, right? Because I've got to walk the beat and do detective stuff. And then my powers turn on. I don't know. It's like it's weird. It's just weird stuff.
That's fun. I mean, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Everybody loves the supernatural or, abilities or whatever.
It's a supernatural superhero TV show. So let's figure that one out.
That's a new one.
Yeah. So it's going to be very cool. And I hope to we're going to filming for a while. I hope it's supposed to be in 2025 along with Batman. So I don't know we're doing a lot of stuff.
Sounds great.
That's great. Congratulations.
Yeah. So I've been acting for a while. I've been doing commercials on TV between when I do the ghost stuff. So I've been on acting shows, commercials. I've been on Murdoch Mysteries. I was on the original Neon Rider years ago. I was on Columbo when I first started out in the 70s and 80s. A lot of commercials. I did Captain Morgan commercial at Christmas time. I did car commercials. I did all kinds of stuff.
Wow.
That's very cool.
Is there anything that you don't do?
I don't do. No.
Okay.
I don't know. I play guitar. So I play guitar. I'm in bands, of course. I play that. Rocking around with different musicians. John Candy, if you know his shows when he was alive, we used to do John Belushi. We should jam with them. And the Blues Brothers. So John Belushi, of course, was an actor. He's dead now. He's a big comedy guy.
Right.
I mean, John Candy. And we always just have fun and parties, and I just continue to have fun and enjoy bands and rock it out and everything else.
So you're mostly focused on your acting and your music right now?
Yeah, really. I haven't done. There just hasn't been enough time to do the ghost stuff, and there hasn't been really a lot of good locations to do.
Yeah. I don't know how you have time to sleep with all this stuff. I
was offered to go on the Queen Mary and do an episode there coming up in June or July. So that's in Los Angeles. We'll be filming down there, so that'll be good too. And I think there's some psychic shows and ghost conferences. I'll be down there for that one coming up.
Wow. I am tired just thinking about your schedule.
I know. I'm just.
I have to pace myself because I have agents calling me, and I have other shows and projects, and I have to really look at what I'm going to do and what's worth and what isn't. And it's not always about money. A lot of it's done for free, But I think people you do it first. You got to be rich, got to be famous. No, it's. I've always been doing this. Besides having money or no money, and I started out doing it like I do okay, but believe me, all these people, nobody gets rich in the ghost business. You don't make millions on it. You never do. It's lots of fun. It's an obsession. But people going into this think they're wealth and fame. It doesn't happen. I've been doing this for 30 years, 20 years in film and television, and I made more money in commercials than I have done in anything with ghosts, film and TV stuff.
Right. Do we have any more questions?
I don't think so.
We're wrapping up. I'm sorry. We've gone over. You're just been fascinating, Patrick. It's been really lovely to meet you.
Well, thank you.
To meet you in Gettysburg.
Yeah, sure. And I might be coming down there, drop in, because we are filming and doing other films, and I'm with Travel Channel, with HBO Showcase. So Showcase will be filming down there too. I think I'll be on that. Just always post I'm always posting stuff on my Facebook. You can find me there, and if everyone wants to find that out, it's Discovery Ghosts Patrick Cross with Discovery Channel, and my that's where I usually am. And I'm on Instagram as Patrick Cross, and I'm on TikTok Patrick Cross Ghosts. Oh my God, check that out. Lots of fun videos. That's where the UFO video is. And my demon video is on that. My haunted guitar is on there too, so I'm on that one. And at my webpage, my official webpage is burlingtonghostwalks.ca, which I've been running for the last 22 years. Still going strong in Burlington, but now I don't really have much time, so I only do it in the fall for a week in fall, but because I'm doing other festivals and things too.
Right. We can post that in the comments for people.
Yeah, but anybody who needs help, there is me and anybody else. We're here all to help. Okay, so if you ever feel alone or threatened, there are people to help.
Thank you for that, Patrick. That's
Thank you.
amazing. So it was great having you. This is another Thursday on Dimensions of the Supernatural. I'm Maureen Grudzinski, always known as Lil Witchy, and my great co-host villain, Jennie Collucci. We hope you had a great time, and please come back next Thursday. So
have a good night, everybody. Thank you.
I guess we can't say forget about it.
Happy Hauntings.
No, I can say it.
You can.
Hey, Grandpa, forget about it.
Forget it.